carry on now. Well, he's served on several committees within the PGA, and after a successful playing career has dedicated his professional life to teaching the game and boasts several of South Africa's top players, including the likes of James Kamte. We've had him on the show. Ashleigh Simon, we've had on the show. Dylan Fritelli, we've had on this very show. Running the Glendower Golf Academy. He is also a coach in the national junior squad. We're here to speak that and other things. Gavan Levenson, former champion on the European Tour, joins us in the program. Gavan, welcome to the show.
Thank you, nice to be here.
When you hear that, does it tickle your bones a little bit?
It sounds like I've had a lot of history. It looks like it's coming to the end.
Yeah, oh, can't be coming to the end. There's plenty more to go with.
I hope not.
Let's start right there. I mean, I was just looking through your repertoire, as it were, and as far as the golfing world is concerned. Yes. Represented the country. I think there was a Commonwealth Games back then. It was
yes.
Commonwealth Games events is what they call it. I think there's another Eisenhower Cup as well.
Yes, played in Eisenhower.
You've done quite a lot.
I've been very fortunate, very blessed that I've used my talent. Yes.
Speak about the state of golf, and as far as back then and back now, because I want to touch on the Open that happened on the weekend. You've seen it all, basically, if I can put it that way, from where we came from. Your days,
yes.
I assume, would be the Gary Player days of
yes.
old to where we are now.
Well, things have changed a lot since then. We've had a lot of young players, everybody in this country, which includes now James Kamte, one of my students who has come through. We're just looking for more players of colour to win tournaments all around the world. We had a lot of young players at the Open this week showing talent. We're just hoping it's going to continue that way.
Where's it lacking? Because I don't want to beat, flog a dead horse, so to speak, about, we need more investment. Obviously, that's part of it, but it's about the James Kamtes of this world sticking their hand up. And I know there are some coming in the pipeline to actually make it to the big stage. Where is it lacking?
Well, it's only been maybe 15 years in the program, and to make a professional golfer takes a long time. Golf is a life sport. So when most other sportsmen are stopping their careers, golfers are just coming into play. So I think in the next 10 years we're going to see that whole thing change. There are some really good young players, and young in golf is mid-20s. It's not teenagers like the other sports. So I'm thinking, I don't know who they're going to be, because it is an expensive sport to travel. And yes, we need sponsors for those young kids. I mean, I mentioned earlier the likes of Ashleigh,
yes. Another one, young kid, who literally a couple of years ago was still a baby. Yes. And she's doing wonders in as far as both the ladies tour, both on the European tour as well as in the US as well. The names are there.
Yes. There are young players. Eric van Rooyen, look how well he did. Brandon Stone won the Scottish Open just last week.
Yes.
And so we have wonderful young players, early 20s. So yes, when are we going to get the next female professional golfer? We are waiting for that.
How is the women's game at home?
It's growing. The saddest thing about women's golf is there's only really one tour to play on, and that's the US tour. So it's hard for the girls.
Because I mean, I remember the advent of I think it is the African Women's Golf Tournament. I can't remember the right name.
The World Cup. They had at Sun City.
Yes, the one that we had here in South Africa. Yes. They tried a lot to punt, in particular on the continent to get more of the ladies playing. Because I mean, fair enough, South Africa, we've got the infrastructure, so to speak. Yes. So it's probably a bit easier. On the continent, though, it's a bit lacking, isn't it?
It is lacking quite a lot. So I don't know what the answer is, unfortunately. Men's golf, though, is firing up. We have a lot of these young kids. If you have a look at what's happening in golf around the world, it's not only Europe, America and Africa anymore, it's Asia. That's where a lot of the good players are coming from.
I mean, the Japanese, the Chinese, they're sticking their hands up, aren't they?
We see the Chinese president arriving now. We might have a South African Chinese girl. We've already had one, Connie Chen, that won on the European tour, a lady golfer. I have some good young students that are Chinese, African, Indian. I've got some wonderful Indian players that I'm teaching at the moment, and we're just waiting for one of them to burst through.
I mean, and the fact that Ernie Els does come home and he has all these things here in Joburg, bringing those kids, it does help us all, doesn't it?
Yes, well, there is the Ernie Els Foundation, which is producing players. I have a few of them that I coach that are with Ernie. Thank you to Ernie and all those people that are helping fund that to make it happen.
Let's speak about the Open of the weekend. Champion golfer this year, Molinari.
Yes.
Excited about him?
Well, he's been a wonderful player for a few years now. Constantino Rocca, if you remember, lost in a playoff. He was the first Italian, lost to John Daly. So it's nice to see Italy finally win a major. They're going to have the Ryder Cup there soon, and I'm really looking to the Ryder Cup this year. Molinari winning the Open, Justin Rose
really raised his hand for a spot in the team, didn't he?
Yeah, well, he's going to be their #1 player pretty much right now. Yeah. So Justin Rose finishing second. So there's a lot of good Europeans that did well in the Open, getting ready for the Ryder Cup.
For a while there, I was a bit excited. In fact, I think the world over was excited. Tigger was in the hunt.
I thought he was going to hang in there. Actually, I was very surprised. He loves pressure, and you know, maybe he's been out for a few years, but I think he's definitely going to win a couple of majors. It's just a matter of time. Yeah. Great for the game.
I mean, that's what I was thinking as well. I mean, it's that hunger that we know we always had, and he looked the part as well. He didn't have that baggage that you thought he had over the past couple of years. He just looked refreshed and don't care. I'm just here to do business.
Yes, and he was like that. He didn't get overexcited. But I think he'd been out of the game just a little bit, maybe lost a little bit of that what I do now kind of thing. And one bad shot, that's all it was really. And in a major, it only takes one bad shot. Jeez, it was one bad shot.
Yeah, I mean, I felt so bad for a while. Yes. And again, we mentioned before he came on air, South African was in the lead, I think, on opening day. So I was a bit excited about that as well.
Yes, well, we had Eric van Rooyen and Brandon Stone and Zander Lombard both in the lead, all three of them right there. We wondered if they were going to come through. Maybe that experience, first time in a major. It does take a lot of time. I've played in a few majors myself. It is nerve-wracking, that's for sure.
Gavan, unfortunately, we're going to have to leave it there. I'd love to have you back. In fact, I'm just saying to my director, hint, hint, please, we need to have Gavan back and have a chat with Gavan Levenson. Well, South African great, I'll put it that. I mean, that's without a doubt. I mean, what European Tour, both amateur and senior level, and European Tour championships, as well as a handful of local talents that has gone out and conquered the world.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.